Good morning once again. Welcome back again to Coffee Conversations with Stephan. Welkom terug by Koffie klets met Stephan. This morning we're going to continue in the book of Jude. And Jude chapter 1, there's only one chapter like I said yesterday. And we will continue with verse 20. Verse 20 reads like this. I'm just going to read it and recap quickly. It says, "But you, beloved, building yourselves up in your most holy faith and praying in the Spirit." What does it mean? Why did Jude write this book? Well, the background is, was probably a letter that is written purely because there's a lot of people falling away from truth. And apostasy is happening. And I think there is a great danger in the world today that people can fall away, especially from the faith. And he says, do not depart from that holy faith. And yesterday we looked at the word yourselves and the words beloved. And he is talking to his little children. He's talking to them like a father is speaking to them. And he's saying to them, you yourself, the onus is on you. You need to work out your own salvation with fear and trembling. But this morning, I want to look at this little word, building. It's a wonderful little word, and I hope that it will build you up in this morning. This word means this. Listen, it is the word in Greek, Oikodomeo. Okay. And it comes from the word epi, which means upon, and oikos or oikodomeo, home, and domeo means to build. So it basically means this, to build a house on top of a house, another one. So it literally means to build upon something already built. I want you to hear this, because what am I building on? What is the foundation for me right now in my life? The foundation for me is Jesus. The Bible says there's no other foundation that can be laid again than that which is Christ. It is Jesus, it's the foundation. I build everything upon. Theology is built upon Jesus. If you want to know good theology, then you start with the attributes of God. And then man's relation to that and sin and all those kind of things. It also means to build further, to erect a superstructure or a complex based on a more fundamental one. So it's a complex thing that is being built, but there's a fundamental thing that is underlying. It's always figuratively used in the New Testament, referring to spiritual upbuilding, edification. It is always referring to that, to be built up. And this is used in the present tense, and it calls for a continual building. We don't just build once. Even in this time, you're not just going to build today, you're going to build every single day to follow. You're building on the superstructure of your faith, the faith that has been given to you. Note that some writers see this thing as well as praying and watching, to have the force of a command. That we are commanded to this. Don't just think, it's a suggestion. No, it's not a suggestion this morning. This is a command coming from God saying that you need to build yourselves up, build the superstructure upon faith. But it's also very important to note, and just want to get to my notes here. Paul uses this verb, oikodomeo, in his letters to the Thessalonians, building them up and saying to them, encourage one another and build up one another, in 1 Thessalonians 5 verse 11. I want to say this to you. Build one another up today. Make an effort to give somebody a call today and say to them, how are you doing? Check in with somebody today and say, My friend, I've been thinking about you. Send them an encouraging word. Build them up this morning. Erect something from this on this superstructure of your faith. Just build upon your faith this morning that the Lord has given you. And I want to encourage you with this word today that we need to each build a house upon a house. The house of Jesus. We're building something beautiful. And He's erecting something beautiful in your life. Be encouraged. I send love. And maybe let me just pray with you this morning. Father, I want to pray for every person listening to this message. If they don't have faith, let it start there. Let them turn their hearts to you this morning, God. And then secondly, God, I want to pray for those that have already put their faith and their trust and their hope in you. And I want to ask, God, that you come and you will start building upon this, precept upon precept, line upon line. Jesus, there's no other foundation. You're the only foundation. Even in this hard time, even in this time of lockdown, I want to pray for every single person. Give him the grace this morning that you've already given on the cross for each person. And the love, may it be poured out, and let them love one another like you have loved us. I want to bless you. Have a great day.